welcome in? Yeah, we take walk-ins. Yeah, I'm free for a bit. Go ahead, sit down. What can I do for you? Okay, cover up tattoo. Let's see it. Okay, yeah, I see why he would want to cover that up. A Harry Potter tattoo. Yep, I've been getting a lot of those lately, especially with what Miss J.K. Rowling is doing right now, but you know what, that one is not bad, don't worry. That one's pretty simple, so there's a lot we can do with that. You would be surprised just how many people add all this crazy stuff into that triangle logo. So what were you thinking? Okay, some florals, could do that. Some artists, they try and just like do color over everything, but as that new tattoo fades, the old tattoo will come through, so you want to do your best to incorporate both. You want to kind of mesh them together, unless it's super faded. If it was a super faded tattoo, that's another story. You could probably pack in a lot of color over it, but that one, your last tattooer did a good job. It's not very faded. The lines look nice, but that means that we're gonna have to I would like to keep it in the triangle and maybe have some elements coming out of it. You know, that could be fun. I know a lot of people do that where they have florals inside different shapes and they kind of come outside of it to show like how flowy they are. So that's something. Did you have any flowers in mind? Okay, you're not really sure yet. Well, I can help with that. This is literally a flower book. I'm going to use it to get straight lines. Don't worry though. Okay, I can do straight lines on tattoos. I just want this to be really nice right now for me to sketch in. Okay, and then there's a circle in it. Circle, pardon my really squiggly lines. Okay, so that's basically what we have, except this is worse because I'm trying to do it quick here, but luckily your tattoo, the lines aren't too thick. Okay, so if we wanted to do some florals, we could do stems and then have some flowers coming out over here, right? But the main thing about your tattoo is it's on your wrist, on the underside of your wrist, and so this is the thinnest part. You know, as we go up, it gets thicker. So that is limiting, based on how much we want coming outside of that. But because we're gonna stay in the triangle, I don't think we should see any issues. Some people, they might try and just make a different shape around the whole like icon or symbol in general, but again, I don't want those lines to come through as the tattoo may fade. So let's go ahead and decide what florals you want. So I do have this book because I definitely think we should do color. It's gonna help kind of hide some of those lines. So white flowers, I'm not sure if we should do white flowers. Or if we do, we'll have to do some kind of background within that triangle shape. Yeah. So I have this wildflower book and it's specific to the Pacific Northwest. I was just wondering, like, if you live here or if you have lived here, is it special to you? Because we can incorporate something like a native plant. Okay, cool. Yeah, then this works, or else, you know, it doesn't matter. We could just look up whatever plant, whatever looks good. There's a lot of symbolism when it comes to flowers. That's another thing to think about, unless you just want something pretty too. hide the Harry Potterness of it all. So here's like just some examples of some pink ones. Yeah, so we can't do like these teeny tiny ones. Like I can barely tell what that is, but one thing we can't do is some of these flowers are very tiny, but they don't have to be to scale. Even if two of these flowers didn't grow near each other and they grew in completely different regions, again, I'm not really too concerned with that, but then maybe we'd want to do it to scale, like as in based off the one flower. If the one flower is bigger, then if the other flower is smaller, we're going to keep that to a similar scale if you want, or you can do what you want. So like the nodding onion's cool, how it nods. Because if you see these lines, it kind of has that U shape. We could do that here, and have some of the flowers. Can you see that? So if it nods, we can kind of, yes, it's a very sharp curve, so we can figure out what we want to do with this straight line here, but we can basically have the stem follow here and then the curve, and then all these little flowers will be coming off of it. If you can see, it's up there. Yeah, that could be cool. And we could just have another one going on the other side. We could do a symmetrical type thing, or we could do, different flowers on each side. And then we could just blend maybe like a sky, like a deep blue up here, just to phase out some of that black ink from this line. Yeah, maybe some grass. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. Trust me, there's so many of these cover-up tattoos. I bet I will find one that is florals. Okay, here's one. This one is an example of what I was talking about earlier, where they have disregarded the shape of the tattoo and they're just making their own shape, a new shape around it. They're trying to hide it by packing in the black, but honestly, I could critique this tattoo in general because it's just not really executed well. You can still see the circle. They should have packed in more black, especially to have the depth and the shading. Like, there's not really one super black spot. I don't know. I'm just not sure about that, but I can still see the circle. That's why I think we should kind of stick to the shape. Back over here. Let's see. Oh, here's one. This one's definitely very florally. Can I zoom into this? Let's see. There we go. This one is kind of what I'm talking about, but they're keeping it in the triangle. They're keeping it on the triangle. See how there's black up there covering that line? And this one looks very similar to yours. Just it's on your wrist. Because this one's still pretty dark compared to the other one I just showed you. That one was more faded, but yeah, see how they used this tree? Yeah, with the line. That's clever. But you don't want trees, you want florals. Okay, cool. Well, that is helpful to kind of see. And is this fake? I don't think there's weird shadows going on, because I'm just looking and I'm like, where did the other lines go? Maybe they just did a really good job, or I've been bamboozled. With AI now, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. But let's go ahead, let's start looking up some flowers. So we looked at that nodding onion. I'm gonna flip to another page. Let's see here. Are you interested in maybe having flowers and then their respective fruit? Because a lot of these, they bear fruit, and that could be cool. Like the wild strawberry, let me see. where this is. Yeah. This again, this is white. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one, but see. And then I can show you what the plant looks like. Yeah, we could just do strawberries. We could ditch the white flower. I'll kind of just show you, but they also have some droopy stems as well, that we could use with those lines. Let me just look. We could do like here some strawberries. Some strawberries. And then just, if we do strawberries, the leaves are in threes. They're in threes. Let me get my pencil. So we could actually cover up some of this. Let me close this. We could cover up some of the triangles, just like that. And we can do that on every edge. So it would be this very symmetrical look. And then in the middle is where we would have the stems going into strawberries. Let's see here. I need a picture where I can see. There we go. And they're very small. I mean, they're wild strawberries, so they end up looking pretty small. Kind of just want to see how they interact with those leaves when they sprout. It kind of looks like they drop beneath them, but we can have them come out. Yeah, like that. But let me show you what I would do with this strawberry. Again, I think we could do some shading here. Take it back down. So we have this, and then we have the strawberry. Do some highlighting. Yeah, I think it's still gonna have a triangle shape, but the lines are not really gonna show through that much. No, but I still like it that it's still got like some structure, because or else it would just be like random jumble. Like if we didn't have this old tattoo, you still would want like some general shape behind it. And I'm gonna add some color just from this pen I have to show you where the leaves are. To show you where the leaves are. Yes, and the leaves are, this is not going to be accurate, but the leaves are very dark and shiny, and then the strawberry leaves are light, so that there will be contrast. And then when if you like this and I resketch it, then we will use colored pencils, because that's a lot better. Okay, now maybe I'll color in these strawberries literally a bright red, because again, I'm just trying to show the contrast. Okay. Show you the different sizes. It's so hard to see the strawberry tops, but it's okay. We'll fix this. So this, I'm gonna go in with like a darker line. Honestly, I'm gonna go in with Sharpie, I think, just to show you where the stems are, because right now we can't translate that. So this is the one stem. Alright, bear with me because this sketch is absolutely crazy, but basically in each corner we're gonna have 3 sets of flowers, because these wild strawberries, the flowers are in sets of 3 and they have these pointy edges. So I kind of highlighted the corners to see if that's what you were wanting. Like, do you want to keep that shape? I think it makes it look too much like the symbol. Yeah, so I'm thinking we just cover it with the leaves, but we keep the point of the leaves towards the point of the triangle so that it kind of still is that shape. And then the black will be the stems, so those stems will be green. So I'm thinking we should fill in the rest with a black or like a deep blue even. I really like the deep blue. This very simple. Do you want me to go ahead and like start with something or make something that is this but translated way better? Okay, let's do that. I will show you what I can do. I'm not going to do that giant black outline just because I'm going to make it look like what it will look like, because I'm going to manipulate some of the lines that are already there, but I will be able to kind of hide some of them with that green, that dark green, and then some of the dark blue. I might blend the dark blue with some black as well, and then if you like it or if you want changes, we'll decide from there. And then basically we schedule your appointment and I make some really nice outlines and mock-ups and I can send them to you, and then yeah, we tattoo. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to be using my colored pencils as well, just to kind of emulate the shading that I will be doing. And it actually went through, like the outline went through to the next page, so that's very helpful. I'm just gonna sketch. So you just go ahead if you want to scroll, if you want to watch me, whatever floats your boat. So I've got this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have this computer over here. I'm gonna zoom in on those flowers. There we go. That's perfect. Perfect. Shading. Let's see. Alright, so this is what I have. It's kind of rough. I'm gonna add the color. See how each point is at each point of the triangle? I took away one strawberry. Yeah, one strawberry. And now I'm gonna add color. I'm going to darken up the middle so your attention isn't drawn to all that white space. We could do a mostly colored tattoo. I can add in some lines and I mean basically just do my style and we'll see how you like it. Looks like the stems green. So I'm gonna add an outline. This color is pretty similar. like the tips are kind of white. I can add some of that. I can add some of this green. Just like this. Don't want it to blend too much with this rouge a little bit. Okay. Go with some pinks. Go with some pinks. Go with some pinks. Now I'm going with some blue. I kind of like the weird colors as liners, but I think I'm just gonna outline it from the back. I'm gonna get some blue. Okay. I'm just gonna fix this. Okay, maybe do this. Okay. This is just for now also, so I can definitely shade it to make it look more real as well. Don't be alarmed by the seemingly lack of color. I kind of like the blue, but I'm gonna make the middle black as well and kind of do ombre. Make it fade out. Maybe I'll make it fade out into a lighter blue as well. I definitely want to outline these in fun colors, or maybe add pops of white, so if they don't stand out now, I definitely can and will make them stand out, especially the seeds. Okay, and now I'm going to try and add those seeds. Let's see. Maybe some white outlines around some of these strawberries. Yeah, I like that for sure. But I definitely would like to add some pops of white to really define the shapes. Yeah, it's just not really working. Here's what we have so far. Well, this is what we have for now. I really like the blue going into the black going into the blue ombre and having kind of the blue around some of the elements. We definitely can outline these leaves in a black if you want. We can outline it in a pink if we want to. Alright, so this is what it would look like with a pink border. You like it? Yeah, I think it ties it all together. Of course, I can send you more sketches that are way more detailed. I need to really emphasize the white outlines and the white and yellow seeds. Do you like the blue outline on some of the strawberries? Yeah, because I can add some outlines onto the leaves. Obviously, I'll shade them better. And I can even add like purples and different colors. I'm sure you've seen that style before. Yeah, where the tattoo is outlined in like a rainbow of colors. Yeah, okay, well, awesome. Well, I will send you up front. I'll take down all your information and then I will mock up some sketches, and I can even scan this and like figure out different outline colors. Yeah, I can just change that easily on the computer and show you kind of the different looks. But yeah, and we'll schedule your tattoo. Thank you so much again, and I'll meet you up front.